Well, hello. So this is not my long form video that I promised you today. I'm still working on that. I have been working on it all day. And it's funny, because it was about what I'm doing here. I'm trying to put lighting in my D&D diorama. And so I'm, lighting design, basically. How is that light gonna affect everything in here? So I got pretty far. So if I take this off, what you can see is below it, these are tracks. Basically, these tracks, I make them with a hot poker. It just seems to work really well. And what I do is I heat this thing up and I lay it in there. And I did film this, so I'm going to show you in the video that I'm working on. And that's going to allow me to put 3 lights in here that are going to shine below. So now what's below is the city sewers in my medieval town here. And then what I've done is in those holes, I've kind of opened them up, painted them white because I want the reflective. I need more white on this, see, because there's a little bit of pink. That will show through if I don't have any kind of, paint over it. So I need to paint that a little bit more. Then I'll mount the lights, and I'm using the diorama lights. These have been really fun. I thought it would be a lot faster. And I've come to find out, even though these are all pre-wired and I've got all this stuff, because I think I already said this is, they're sponsoring the lighting of this, but I still have the same thing of where I'm looking at, I'm like, well, no, I didn't like that ceiling. And I don't know if anybody's going to see that ceiling, but I see that ceiling and I wanted it textured. So I did the same thing over here. So that one came off. And then, I needed some lighting down here. So what I did was I textured that entire ceiling too. So let's take a look at that. And, this is part of like when I say, lighting design, what I'm doing is I'm figuring out in here, number one, I want this surface to be interesting. This is upside down now. This is a ceiling. It's supposed to look like rock. This is an ancient temple inside rock. It's been carved out of, living rock. And so this is supposed to look like that too, but I have to have a place to hide lights. It's in medieval times. There's no lights there. I can't have any fixtures or anything like that. You can't see the lights. Here, I've made my little torches, and those aren't from diorama. Those I made myself because these are the first time, these diorama lights, this is the first time I've used like a kit, a lighting system. So I made these. I'm still using these. I'm not going to replace them or anything like that. But I needed some overall light in here because those are more accent, I needed an overall light in here that's going to let you see everything in here and cast those, really cool shadows and stuff. And so that's what these lights will do. So I'm trying to get the shadows right so you can kind of see these recesses that I've created. I first went in here and kind of just plowed all this stuff out. Again, it's filmed. I plowed all this kind of stuff out with my Fortum. And then I went back, I changed the bit to kind of it's like a ball head or a round bit. It's a little rasp, but it's a lot finer. And that, I just bounce it everywhere and I get this really nice texture. And then I dug these little areas. And, one of the things I should mention is this is like the front. So as this is in the diorama, this is the front of it. So you're going to look in this direction. So if we turn that over, keep in that direction, what I tried to do here is have like a shelf where it just goes here and then straight in. So it would hide the light there, but it's lower here so it can put the light out in. This one will kind of shine this direction. This one will shine this direction. And then I'm going to have my power coming in here. But that should give me a nice view of what's back here. And what's back here is all this detail. So I'm trying to just get regular light on there. And like I said, those accent lights, they'll still shine and they'll still do their job. But that way you can see everything. Now, one of the things that happens when I do this kind of stuff is I'll put it all together, I'll get my lights in, and it's not enough, or whatever. So I am trying to be flexible here. I'm putting it in the way that I believe I'm going to need to do it. And I even gave myself room here to put more than one light. So these are the these are the lights that I'm going to be using. They're really cool. They're just little sticky lights from Diorama. And I just stick these in here, on here. Now this has got to be painted. It's got to be, you know, got all that kind of stuff. Then I'll lay these in. But I can put them in there to test. I use blue tack. I don't want to pull out that red protective, you know, cover on the sticky. I did that on one, and man, it doesn't come off. So it will stick. So that's really good stuff on the back of these. So I'll use blue tack to just kind of see it is, you know, how that sits in there. I'll put one there. I'll put one there. I'm not sure if I'll put one here, but I may, you know, if I need more light. And then I'll put it back, and then I'll see, because, you know, the issue is this is a D&D diorama, and it does unstack while you're playing the game, you know, when you're playing the campaign. But when it's not unstacked, I still want to be able to look in here, and I want it to look cool. You know, this thing is super tall. I mean, this is just the bottom. You know, this is just the base of this diorama. I'm trying to get this over here. This is just the bottom of the diorama. It's also got like a house. You know, it's a business on top of it. So if you're not playing, I don't want you to have to like stow this in a closet. I want it to look really cool, sitting, you know, in the corner or in your den or wherever the heck, you know, it's going to go. And it's got lighting to look at it. Then when you want to play it, you know, you can bring it out and it comes apart to play. So anyway, like I said, I wanted to give you the heads up. I'm still working on my lighting. I haven't forgotten about it. It's just been, you know, I go off on these things and I'm going, I need this kind of special roof. Instead of just putting lights in, I had to, anyway. So thanks very much. I know that I said I would have this video out today, you know, the long form video that I'm working on. By the way, it's like 27 minutes long, so I got to cut the heck out of it. But I'm still adding stuff to it. So there's stuff that I just did that I filmed that is going into that video. And I do believe I can get it out tomorrow. So thanks, everybody. I really, really appreciate it. And I really appreciate you watching this stuff. This has been a really super fun build. And, oh, sorry. See, I always say I think I'm done. I got this today. And I've got a bunch of these barrels. I've got like 52 of these barrels. So I'm going to put this together, and that's going to go on this street right here, and it's going to be full of wine barrels. And anybody that's a fan of Feist, and you know, that's what this is based on, Magician and other books by Raymond Feist, it's going to be Rue's first cart going into Krondor, so of wine from Darkmoor. So anyway, I hope you're doing great. I'm having a wonderful time. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll probably see you in the morning. I'll see ya.